Hello and welcome to Meet the Players. It's our first edition here on WB Varsity. First things first, make sure you go to WBSportsPlanet.com, sign up on the website, as well as like us on Facebook, WB Sports Planet, and WB Varsity. Today we're going to be talking to Logan Disney. Logan is senior defensive end for Knox Central. Logan's 6'1", 195 pounds. And basically, we're just going to get to know Logan a little better. So, Logan, how many years have you played football?
This year is my 8th year as a football player.
8th year. Okay, and just some personal stuff. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is boneless buffalo chicken.
Favorite color?
Blue.
If you could buy your dream car today, what kind of dream car would you like?
2013 Ford Mustang.
There you go. For all you Mustang fans out there. How about a dream job? Do you know what you want to be when you graduate high school? We got college in the future? Or?
I look forward to being an orthopedic surgeon.
Awesome. So you're going to make the big bucks. All right. Talking about football, what's your favorite game memory?
This is a close one. I'm going to have to say overcoming a 23-point deficit to beat Madison Central in overtime. That was awesome.
Awesome. What year would that happen in?
That was last year.
Last year?
2012.
Speaking of 2012, you guys had an unbelievable season last year. I think you finished 10-2 on the regular season.
That's right.
How did that feel as a player to be part of a team that really was getting a lot of attention statewide?
It was a completely new feeling because Knox Central has never been this good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, speaking of football, talking about the gridiron, who would be your most influential person?
Probably my dad.
Awesome.
He was a very good football player.
So your dad played football, so you're following his footsteps.
That's right.
Excellent. All right, so changing up a little, what kind of music do you like?
I listen to all kinds of music. It's a little bit of everything. Probably more modern rock than anything else. But
fantastic. Any favorite bands, actual band names? Or
well, I listen to more Creed than anything.
I'm a big Creed fan myself. I loved them on their first album all the way through their last one. And also, Mark Tremonti, their guitar player, has a great band, Alter Bridge. I'm sure you've heard of them. So I actually saw them in concert last year at the Kentucky State Fair. Great show.
New concert, or new album.
Absolutely. New album coming up.
Yeah.
Are you Alter Bridge fans out there? New album coming up.
That's right.
Also, my favorite band, Pearl Jam. New album in October. All right. Sorry we're getting off track there. So, talking about football again. For you guys and for you personally, what's it like in the locker room before a game? During the pregame, what's your mentality? What's going on? What's the atmosphere like in that locker room?
Well, of course, as soon as school's over, we all gather and have our pregame nap as a team.
A nap?
Yes.
He did say nap. They take a nap. Okay. I like naps.
Save our energy for the night. Then when we get in the locker room, everybody just mentally prepares for what's going to happen. Think about our opponent. Think about what we have to do on the field.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you have any hobbies other than playing football that you enjoy?
Play a lot of guitar.
Awesome. How about let's switch gears a little bit to the NFL. Favorite NFL team?
New England Patriots.
Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms this season.
That is.
The Patriots are in the news, unfortunately, for some bad publicity. You know, everybody knows about the Aaron Hernandez trial.
Yeah.
Bad situation all around for everyone involved. So my next question is going to be your favorite NFL player.
That is going to be Rob Gronkowski.
Gronk. Everybody likes
right.
the Gronk spike.
That's right.
Hopefully Gronk can get healthy. I think they're expecting him back around week 5, so hopefully he can get healthy.
That'd be good.
So, kind of a segue here. Gronkowski obviously has been hurt. He's had the forearm injury. He's had back surgeries. You personally, what's the worst football injury that you've had since you've been playing?
I'd like to say the worst injury I've ever had has been a severely hyperextended left knee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which was very gruesome, but it didn't last long. I generally break my wrists or sprain them at least once or twice a year, but I'm used to that by now.
So you play through it, I guess.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So obviously it's the summer. We just found out today that Knox County schools will actually be delayed 1 week going back to school. I think originally the 14th was their first day back. Come out today, there's some construction going on apparently in some of the schools. First day for Knox County students will be the 21st. So that being said, what has the summer been like for you? What have you been up to this summer?
Well, actually, I spent 5 weeks in Morehead State University at the Governor's Scholar Program.
Fantastic. So how was that experience for you?
It was a great experience. I met a lot of ambitious people,
Yeah.
a lot of great people.
Awesome. And that's a very select few people that get to participate in that. So congrats on the Governor's Scholar Program.
Thank you.
Good job. Next question. During the game, do you have a favorite part of the actual game? Now, I mean anything at all. What would you say?
Fourth quarter. Was the best
Fourth
part
quarter. Okay. And is there any reason behind that? I guess just because it's the end of the game and you're either going to win or lose. Some games can be won or lost in the last few seconds, of course.
Mm-hmm. That's when reality sets in. That's when the best football is played.
Absolutely. Good answer. All right. So, speaking of the best football, a lot of football fans love to see a big hit. So, what's the hardest you've been hit? What happened? How did it happen? And just kind of walk us through.
I remember this one. This was last year. We were playing. Knox Central was playing Harlan County. It was a very low scoring game, very defensive game. We were punting, and I was on the punt team. I went to cover the punt, and somebody I did not see, complete blindside, just right in the ear hole.
Oh, it just whopped you out, huh?
And my hood had flipped.
Oh, wow.
It was brutal.
So is it true what they say, when you're blindsided, it looks worse than it feels?
Yeah, it was obviously a hard hit, and I was walking funny afterwards, but, you can still play over it. It's not in season ending.
Fantastic, because obviously we don't want to see anybody get hurt. Injuries are part of the game, but obviously we want everybody to stay healthy, both teams, whether you like them or not. So always safety first, just like in the NFL. So let's talk about football practice. So do you have a favorite drill or an activity or whatever you guys do in practice that you enjoy the most?
My favorite drill would have to be Oklahoma's, which is where, you get some defensive players and some offensive players, have a guy run the ball and another guy tackle the runner. It's very big on hitting, very good for blocking. It's good for both sides of the ball.
Cool.
Good for growth.
So how about the most hated practice drill you have? Something you just hate doing?
I hate anything having to do with sleds or dummies. You can't make them do what you want them to do.
So you'd rather have that one-on-one, human versus human?
Yeah, human on human.
I can understand that. All right, so let's talk about your goals for this season. Obviously, I think your first game is 23rd of August.
That's right.
So I know your guys are ready. What kind of goals have you set for yourself personally this season?
For myself, I want to maintain my starting position, keep everything going. Our team, despite having 2 10-win seasons since I've been a player, we've never won a district championship in school history, and we would very much like to do that. We've had some heartbreakers.
Yeah.
We've been second in the district many times, but we've never pulled through.
You're going to get that district win.
We want to be district champions.
Absolutely, district champion. Now let's talk a little bit, switching gears again from you to some headlines again. Johnny Manziel, Heisman Trophy winner from last year. Johnny Football out of Texas A&M. The Aggie superstar. He has been lighting the news feeds up as of late for various troubles. Have you heard about Johnny Manziel and all his troubles?
Yeah, I've heard about Johnny Manziel.
I mean, here's a guy that won the Heisman, and he's kind of, he's getting kicked out of these different events. I know he was at the Manning brothers, Eli and Peyton Manning's quarterback camp. I don't really know the whole story behind it, but he got kicked out of that. So on and so forth. As a young football player who is actually getting ready to go into high school or to college yourself, what is your opinion, your thoughts on the whole Johnny Manziel situation? How do you think he should be handling himself?
Well, he's got to get his head on straight. For one, yes, he needs to start following the rules. You can't just blatantly. Getting paid for autographs is very it's a big no-no.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. It's very frowned upon. You can't, just don't do it. You just got to get your head on straight. He's a good football player. Just keep rolling until he gets out of college and then do whatever he wants.
Now, as a football player, and Johnny Manziel, he's obviously a fantastic football player. Won the Heisman Trophy. One of the youngest players to ever win the Heisman, if not the youngest. I'm not for sure, but my thing is Johnny has to. He has to act like a Heisman winner. He has to hold himself to a little bit of a higher standard than the next guy, just because simply he could always do more for his team. Put yourself in his shoes. If you were a high school or a college Heisman Trophy winner, would you still be going to parties? Would you still be on Twitter bad-mouthing people? How would you think yourself would react?
Now, when it's August and the season is so close at hand, you can't be going to parties. I know that you want to have fun. You're in college. It's the time to have fun. But when season's this close, you gotta straighten up, get your head on straight, get ready for football.
Absolutely. All right. So during football season, what's a typical day in your life? Just walk us through a typical day. What time you wake up, and then what time you go to bed. So walk us through your typical day during football season.
Well, we have different fundraising events and things, so practice schedule is pretty inconsistent. Some days you get to sleep in, some days you have to get up early in the morning, lift weights, practice for a long time. During school, you'll leave at about 7:30 to get to school. You won't be home until 7:30 at night.
Wow. So some 12-hour days in there.
Yeah.
So you get up. What time you wake up in the morning?
It's about 6:30.
So you wake up about 6:30, eat, get ready to go to school. You get to school, you sit in class all day. Then after class, school's done. You go to football practice. When do you eat? That's a good question. Just at lunch?
You eat lunch and then you eat when you get home.
Eat when you get home. So definitely a long day for the high school athlete. A lot of people don't realize that these kids are putting in, like you just said, 12-hour days. So support our local athletes, especially the high schoolers. They've got it tough. As adults, we tend to work long hours sometimes, but these kids are putting in the hours too, in the weight room, on the practice field. And if I'm at work, I can be in an office somewhere sitting down in the air conditioner. These kids are out in the weather. So I know that's tough. Okay, what's your proudest moment on the football field as a player? Did you have a play that you made, or maybe not even a play you made, but was part of a win? What's your proudest moment as a football player thus far in your career?
Proudest moment is probably just overall our win against Harlan County. Because that was very unexpected. They were very
Powerhouse last year.
A very highly regarded football team.
Yeah. So a big win over Harlan County last year. I happened to be at that game, got to check it out. It was a very good game, like you said earlier in the interview. It was a low-scoring game, just two heavyweights out there going at it. And I agree, that was a fantastic game. So on a scale of 1 to 100, how excited are you for August 23rd to start the season off?
I'd say it's at least 100.
100. That's what we like to hear. We've talked a lot about football and about your career as a football player for Knox Central. Going into the season, have you thought much about this being your senior year?
Oh, yeah. Being a senior, you have to take on a whole new role as a leader. There's no one to look up to anymore. You have to be the guy who leads others. And, of course, I'm sad because it's my last year playing football. And, I just want to go out with a bang.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, Logan, that's going to wrap up our interview. Guys, this is Logan Disney again, defensive end, number 10, senior for Knox Central Panthers. We wish the Knox Central Panthers good luck this year. We hope you have a great season. Everyone stays healthy. This is Peter from Peter's Playbook on WBSportsPlanet.com. Like us on Facebook, as well as like WB Varsity on Facebook, and follow WB Sports Planet on Twitter. Have a great day.